All right, and welcome on into DMS Adventurers Tavern, where adventure is always on the menu. We are here for our Strixhaven College of Chaos adventure. But before we jump into that, I want to go over our weekly schedule. We've got our Dragon of Icespire Peak on Monday at 6 p.m. On Friday, we have our Eberron Oracle of War, and then right back here on Saturdays for our Strixhaven College of Chaos adventure. There will be some, well, you may have noticed there is already been, but some extra streams this weekend, as it is Extra Life Tabletop Appreciation Weekend, and we are raising money for our local children's hospital by playing board games and tabletop games, and this is the D&D is quite literally a tabletop game, so we're just doing it on the computer for ease of, because we're not together. But we are raising money for that. We are currently with DMS Adventurers Tavern at 175 of my personal goal of 2,000 for the year. The tavern goal of 4,000 for the year. So we are hoping that we can reach and raise money for our local children's hospital. Okay. Dylan was up here, and every time I would move the mouse, he would roll the opposite direction so that he was officially laying on thing. Yep, I was waiting for that, Ragnarok.
So was Dylan.
All right, well, here you go, guys. There is the treat time.
Dylan was gonna roll his own treat
time.
Time.
Seriously, he was up here on my table with me while we were playing board games. And I told him, I'm like, this is not self-serve. You can wait. I'm sure one of your uncles will show up and push the button. And then he ended up getting treat time because Uncle Cooper came. He didn't push a button, but he got treat time anyway. So yeah. I'm like, I am sure one of your uncles will show up and push the button. I'm sure of it. Alright, so... And if push comes to shove, sometimes Auntie Kate comes in with the save. Alright, so with that, when we last left off on our adventure, the students known as the Haven's Heroes had survived their third year on campus at the Strixhaven University, and before starting their next year, we went off into our summer break. That being said, Telvin invited the Haven's Heroes to join him on his excursion home to Mechanus, and he was talking about all of the wonderful things there, all of the things that you should be prepared for, because it's going to be different than the material plane, when he received a note from home saying that there was a large mechanical man, sure, we'll go with that had been released on the material plane and was causing a bunch of havoc. And knowing that Telvin was here with his group of friends, you were requested to go and stop this thing and bring home the robot so that it no longer wreaked havoc on the material plane. It was not supposed to be here. Someone evil released it on the material plane. So that...
We have Aurora and Rosie.
You do. You have Aurora and Rosie who have gone with you instead of two of your other party members, Chance and Zan.
And this other rando dragonborn.
And yes, you went to let's see here. You went, and following the instructions, went to the town of Farrowvale, where it seems that this small village that sits along a major trade route had been quite literally walked through and destroyed. And in doing so, you found a dragonborn that also had been sent here, known as Tammy. She is a druid, because you didn't have enough druids in your party. But she is a female dragonborn who had been living here on the material plane for quite some time. But she heard about this this robot destroying things and knew that it must be from Mechanus.
Might be related to Tolkien?
She might be. But she has been traveling to distant countries and collecting information and knowledge and whatnot. And she is definitely, she definitely goes by the name Tammy, since her draconic name is unpronounceable to most of, those on the, those not from Mechanus, I should say.
Similar to my name.
Yes.
Is impossible to pronounce.
Very much so. Just for reference, that is her actual name. So she has joined your party. You headed out because of your now 3 druids, as well as the sound. What? Wait, what? Our yay sound just went. Hey Tor, remember how you said Anonymous is our highest donation person? We got another $125 donation from Anonymous. So thank you to the anonymous person who just donated $125 to Extra Life. You are amazing. I appreciate you immensely. And yeah, Anonymous is a really nice person. They're so generous. Okay, so
can I get a free special familiar?
Your special familiar unlocks at $500. You're at $300. You can get your special one, the one that, yeah. We will talk about it in a little bit.
One that's, from our children.
Yes. The super special one, there is a super special one that unlocks at $500. But yes. Alright. So our adventuring party found this, what is the word I'm looking for?
We tracked the robot.
They very easily tracked the robot.
We can all talk telepathically except for the new dragon.
Oh, that's right. Because Felfiz got this super awesome spell that allows them to speak telepathically to every one of the members of their party.
Oh, whenever I cast it, I think.
You were inside helping to fix the robot.
Yes. I'm trying to find the picture that I had of This is what the robot looks like. He is quite literally ginormous. Oops, that's not one.
Oompa Loompas inside working on.
There was metal Oompa Loompas inside. Unfortunately, they were not singing the song, which they totally should have been. But yes, we are officially in the Haven's Heroes Summer of Adventure. Yes, that is. I forgot about Cause's drawing of the robot. Yep, you guys are these little bitty teeny tiny dots that are right here, and this is the giant robot. Alright. So, with that, you are within the robot, and you had found, after getting inside of the giant metal foot, that had a, trapdoor hatch thing in it, you guys went in, and you found a creature roughly the size and shape of, like, kind of a beach ball cardboard box contraption, with geometric, like, sphere-shaped body and a pair of spindly mechanical arms and legs sprouting from its center. Now, the two Dragonborn that are with you, both being from Mechanus, are very, very aware at what these are. These are Modrons. You see the creature has an oversized mouth and eye that swivel back and forth, like on a mechanical socket. The eye seems to be magnified by a complex set of lenses attached almost organically to the creature's main body. And you see several of these working in this large robot. They don't seem to notice you, or if they do, they're purposely ignoring you. They don't seem to be paying much attention whatsoever to what you guys are doing.
We were talking to them.
Right.
So they were not aware that robot was destroying outside.
Right.
Or leaking fire.
Yes. That is true. All right. So you can keep talking to him if you would like.
Yeah, because I cast tongues on Telvin, so you can see.
Right. That's right. You did. And so inside this robot, you guys keep seeing, like, there are tunnels and rooms and all kinds of things throughout this place. Pipes of various sizes ranging from like 2 inches to 3 feet in diameter snake along the walls, ceilings, and floors, but leaving like a makeshift pathway from one end to the hallway to the other. And throughout everywhere, the floor itself seems to be a uniform square metal tiles. And like through the hallway, you can see like the maze of pipes and whatnot. There is always the hum of grinding gears. You feel that you can tell that the robot is still moving while this is going on. But everybody give me a perception check, please.
Including me?
Including you, as you're there, we're just... Yeah.
Hadn't we gone into some rooms?
You had. I just wanted to... Yeah. Thank you for reminding me of that.
I'm just trying to remember.
Thank you.
This room with a bunch of blades below it that we had to cross a bridge or something.
You did. Alright. Get you onto the layer here. Alright. So the actually, it's funny, Kate, that you rolled that with advantage, because I would say you flying through the air, because we all have established that you don't walk places. The gravity in here is weird.
Oh dear.
Like it operates normal to the floor, regardless of the angle. As you are kind of traversing through the hallways, and you notice that every once in a while the floor tilts away from you and seems to almost extend, like there's a pit that you guys had to jump over, and it would extend the pit to form like a shorter 6-foot leap as opposed to the normal 12-foot leap. But like others notice the difference, and you guys are able to kind of gauge it to be able to jump across without a problem. But you specifically, Began, it is weird, and it is kind of tripping you out a little bit, because like you fly, but then all of a sudden you feel like you're being pulled by gravity in a direction that is not the way that it was when you went flying this direction. So it is quite strange. But you, let's see, you went into a couple of the rooms here. Let's see. You had gone into... There was a study or mirror room. It's circular in shape and arranged like a wizard's study, complete with rows of books, a table full of alchemist supplies, a massive inert magical focus that looks like it might have been part of like a large unfinished ritual. And the only door out of this room has no hinges or handle and seems to be locked by some magical means, other than the door you came in. Dominating one wall, though, is a massive mirror reflecting the whole of the room to you. And that is... Let's see here. Did I put...
Yeah, we were in there,
Yeah,
right? We did that one?
That was the one
Yeah,
you
and then
It's
we
in
turned the
Discord.
thing and we got out.
Yep. I couldn't get it into the other. It was in Discord. So you had gone into the mirror room. It was had the ghostly text that said, "Turn me thrice to light the way to the next room." You had managed to figure out that and pull out the real orb and turn it 3 times in your hand, and the door in the room actually glowed brightly before swinging smoothly open. And it is within that room that you found a whole lot of mess, first and foremost. Scattered around the room were ancient books, sheaths of parchment, scrolls, quills, pots of ink. Sitting in one chair off to the side was a very nice-looking lute, inlaid with silver. But on that, there's like a table with a large set of potion-making tools, vials, beakers, tubes, etc., filled with different types of liquids and ingredients in various stages of synthesis. All of it, though, looks very old, and the potion materials seem to have gone bad. However, there is a few finished potions of glass in glass bottles, along with a note that says, "Grocery list: Heal Well, Palmal Eldoth, Loomspur and Spider Legs, and Mandrake Root and Glowcap Mushrooms." The Mandrake Root and Glowcap Mushrooms were circled on the note off to the side that says, "Great at parties." So there were those potions. And so there were a couple of actual potion bottles. There was one that had a clear, colorless liquid that gently flickered in the bottle. It was when picked up, it felt incredibly light. And you learned through all of your magicalness that it was a potion of light. Then there was a concoction that looks, smells, and tastes like a potion of healing. However, it is masked by illusionary magic, and it is actually a potion of mockery. Which, when drank, turns the character's voice into a hilarious falsetto. Pretty much like you breathe helium for a minute. There's also a potion of spider climb, separated into brown, silver, and gray layers, which your druids immediately would know what that one is. Now, as you exit this room, having collected all of the items that you could collect, you see the next room is a large hallway separated into sections by walls and archways. In the center of the first wall is a metallic archway framing a shimmering magical barrier of some kind. Through the barrier, you see another section with a small metal table and chair. There appears to be manacles attached to the desk. And sitting on the table, kicking its legs in seeming boredom, is a single duo drone. On the far side of the wall is another wall with another archway framing another shimmering barrier. Through the second barrier, you see a third section of the room with the familiar hatch. A piece of paper sits on the ground in front of the first archway, on which is a scrawled message in common that says, "Remember, the holding cell can only hold one person." So it is pretty transparent, quite literally, because the barrier is transparent, that these are holding cells, and that apparently one of the duo drones had done a thing to get him in jail. Now, do you go in? Do you keep going? What is the plan?
I will approach and ask why Duro John is in jail.
Okay. It jumps down, or leaps off the table, and he goes up to you and he kind of gestures for you to come in.
Come into the jail cell?
Mm-hmm.
Does it seem suspicious?
Give me an insight check. Oh yeah, totally.
No, I am not going to get into cell.
You have seen this before. As long as there is two people in the room, two people or more, the door is open. If only one person is in there, the door is closed. So if you go in, the door will be open. If he leaves, the door closes with you in the jail cell.
Yeah, no, I'm not going into cell. Okay. Nice try, though.
He kind of smiles at you a little bit, shrugs, and goes back and sits on the table.
So then I will keep moving forward.
Okay. Now, does anybody else want to do anything else with that?
Hey, man, why are you in this cell? Are you able to talk?
He just, if you could have a monodrome or a duodrome shrug, he would be shrugging at you. Before he leaps off the table and comes up to the door and kind of, like, he does with his hand, he does the gesture of come on in, come in.
Put hand on sky and do not go in there.
But he wants us to come in, he's saying. It looks safe.
Yes, if you go in there, a door will open, he will leave, and you will be stuck.
Oh man, that wouldn't be cool.
I would love it if everybody would put into chat what your current alignment is for your character, please.
Chaotic evil.
Okay. Perfect. Okay.
Can you tell we're all a little
bit? You are chaotic. That's all there is to it. I mean, it's true. Honestly, it's what's really funny is the fact that all of you chose that without consulting anybody else. And
this would be why I asked Telvin if being chaotic in a plane of order was a problem.
Is, to be fair, is college student.
It is. It is.
Chaos to be expected.
Uh-huh. All right. I need everybody but Sora to give me a wisdom save, please. Perfect. I love it. They're vegan.
Is this against magic?
It is not against magic. It is just a thing that is a requirement. Okay.
Because I have that gnome thing. So.
Yeah, no, you're good. Okay. So, I think it's really funny that it's Began and Telvin that fail this save. Began and Telvin, your characters, for the time being, go from being chaotic to being lawful neutral. And Telvin, you are aware of this. When you are on Mechanus, or in this case, within a, like, sub-plane sort of situation, you are lawful neutral. Or more lawful than that. So, this is a thing that all of, if you do not make the wisdom save while on Mechanus, you automatically become lawful neutral. So the two
It doesn't make sense.
Huh? Yeah, right? Okay. Don't worry, though. I just want to point out, don't worry. It will go back to normal. It will. So you will not stay lawful neutral. You'll be fine. It will go back to the way it's supposed to be. Don't worry. Alright, so just want to point that out before we go any farther. Don't worry, I'm not changing your alignments. It is a temporary situation. Okay. So with that, as you keep following through these hallways, these tunnel type hallways, you all of a sudden you come across this other set of jail cells, but inside there is a note and a dead body. What do you do? The barrier is still up.
A humanoid body or another one of these?
Humanoid body.
I read the note from where we are.
You cannot read the note from where you are. You see this piece of parchment with writing on it.
It's in a cell, similar to the other cell.
It is in a cell, similar to the other one.
Is the note in cell?
The note is in the cell. It looks as if this person had written this note and had set it down right by where he ended up perishing.
And I tried to use a mage hand to grab note.
You can, in fact, use mage hand to pull the note. And you see when you bring it through the barrier and to your actual hands, you can see the note says, "I've been here for what seems like weeks now. The Modrons give me food and water, but otherwise do not respond to my pleas for release. Whoever controls them must have forgotten about me, or worse, has decided to let me rot here. The more time I spend here, the more out of place I feel. I'm like a misplaced brick at an otherwise uniformed wall. A dancer out of step with music. Worse than useless, irregular. I'm compelled to conform. I must join the machine. To be part of something larger, grander, more important than myself is the truest form of happiness I could ever hope to achieve. I must become a cog in this beautiful machine. I ask myself, how can I do my part? What is my role to play? I am a prisoner, of course, and so I play my part. I sit here in solitary confinement, as I should. I sit and wait for my part to come to an end." So it is apparent to you, in reading this note, that this creature, this mechanical robot, has been on the material plane for weeks. Maybe not moving around, but he has been on the plane for weeks.
Tell, like, maybe what killed him or her, whatever it is.
Give me a Well, I mean, do you want to go in, or are you just observing from the door?
Go in, I guess.
Okay.
Like a medicine check or something.
You can. Are you the only one going in, or is anybody else going in as well?
Should not be anyone else going in.
Okay. So
Unless...
So Sky, you go in and you look at this body, and it's really hard to tell what killed him. I mean, he in his note he even said they were bringing him food and water, so it's not starvation. But you don't see any outward, like, stab wounds or, whatever. So it's strange. You don't quite know what happened to this guy.
All right.
At least not with a 9.
Yeah. Well, medicine's not my thing.
I mean, you're a druid. It's not your thing.
Right. You know.
You're not a
it's a robot. I'm a druid.
Mm-hmm.
Not going on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is the thing that's dead a robot or no?
No, the thing that's dead is a human.
Oh, because the note sounded like it was a robot. I thought.
But he is human. Mm-hmm.
Said that since there was a human stuck in him in the jail, that means the overarching giant robot that were inside had to be here on the material plane for weeks in order to have had that guy in jail.
Yep.
Okay. Call Philphus. Am I able to leave the cell? I just realized I walked in.
You are not. You go to leave, and you are stuck. There's a barrier blocking you from your friends.
Right?
Yep.
This is why I said not to go into a cell.
You said don't go into the other dude's cell. I didn't know I could go in this one.
Well, his body in cell.
Mm-hmm.
But he should be able to leave other bodies in there, isn't it?
It is not. It is dead. It does not count as a living body.
Alright, I have idea then. Get this guy out.
Okay.
Let's see. I will cast a spell.
Okay.
And I will summon my metal construct.
Okay.
It's expensive key to try to get him out.
Okay.
So I will try to have construct enter cell with Sky.
Okay, you do so, and the barrier goes down.
Thanks, Delvin. Appreciate it. I'll try not to go in any more of these cells, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like a dangerous thing to have just in a room, though. Like, step in, all of a sudden you can't step out.
It's a jail cell.
We are in jail cells.
So your construct is now in the jail cell.
It's fine. When Sky gets out, I will drop concentration.
Okay.
The construct return to plane.
Okay. You're right, that is a very expensive stone to have. Also, you could have used kazoo.
I was thinking I could either conjure animals, so I appreciate it, though.
Yeah, I was like, there's lots of things you can do to get Sky out, so I wasn't worried.
Can conjure things, and
yeah, I was like, he could conjure enough things that they will just the door will stay open. It's fine. All right, so
special stuff he conjures more things.
I mean, right? If he conjures the right thing, he could just leave them there, and it'll be fine.
The trouble with trifles would be all over.
Right. I see your 200 Modrons, and I challenge you with a 200 of these that keep multiplying. Yeah. No. So, it is the next room that you enter that is a large centrifugal room about 50 feet high, 40 feet in diameter, and dominated by what appears to be a furnace attended by several teams of Modrons stationed around the room on catwalks like at vents, dials, and pipes. These Modrons seem to be constantly adjusting and tuning the boiler and the flow of oil through the pipes and the vents. Now, Talvin, give me a history check, please.
It's not strongest skill. Oh,
I
he's
will give you
proficient, though.
advantage, actually, from Tammy. Okay. Now, you haven't had a lot of experience with this, but you had heard, and, you know, it's common at home, that rather than, like, traditional fuel, the furnace is actually powered by an arcane crystal the size of a cow.
The size of a what?
Cow. C-O-W.
Look like a cow?
It
like
does
a crystal
not.
cow would be pretty cool.
It, give me a perception check there, Sky. Perfect. It does not look
And
like a cow.
I'm on fire tonight.
You are. Oh, I'm supposed to be having Tor and Kane and Cooper roll stuff because you guys rolled really well last night. You're supposed to roll really bad tonight, but apparently Torque is taking care of it for you. It doesn't look like a cow. It looks like some sort of shape formed entirely out of fire.
And we can see it?
You can. It is in the furnace.
This is what powers the robot?
It is what powers the robot. You see several grated or iris-hatched pipes seem to join into the room. Periodically, half of the pipes will open and dump warm oil into the room. The oil rises until the room is filled to the brim. The door that you guys are coming in is at the very top, and it just barely gets to the bottom of the step you are on. The oil then is superheated by the furnace before being drawn out through different pipes to various other parts of the giant's body. And it is when this process begins that the door behind you closes, and you are all stuck on the very top step. It is
So
big enough for you. Barely.
An idea to put it out if we want to, but I don't know if it's a good idea with us being in here.
Does it look at all familiar to me? Because there's the furnace and then there's the thing that's powering it inside the furnace. Does that look familiar?
It does. Well, actually, give me a history check. I want to say it does not, because just give me a history check. It looks.
One of my 47 classes.
It looks. You haven't seen it in person. You haven't actually seen the contraption, but you have heard about such a contraption. And as you guys are standing up on the top, it gets warm in there. Like real, real warm. And it makes you aware that as hot as it gets in here, that oil is probably very, very hot as well. You know, you guys are smart. You've survived 3 years of college. If you touch the oil, it's probably going to burn you.
It's oil being dumped into the furnace that's feeding the fire?
The oil is being dumped into the room, and then, here, we're going to ignore the rest of the page, and I'm going to show you what the boiler looks like. let's see here. Let me get. Where's it at? Alright.
So it's already getting uncomfortably warm.
It is getting uncomfortably warm.
I mean, I could put out
I'm
the
gonna
fire, but
start-
I can't do much with the oil.
I'm gonna start casting Tiny Hut.
Okay. That didn't really work. Let's see. Alright. I'm trying to make it convert over, so hang on one second. Okay.
So, is the oil coming out of all those little pipes? Is that what you're saying?
It is. Okay, so you were able to see it?
You can open it.
Okay. When I tried to open it, it didn't want to open for me.
So he's trying to stop pipes from leaking oil.
Mm-hmm. Well, I
Cure
mean,
the fire, but I can't handle the pipes.
I can actually put it onto
Where
the
are we
string.
though?
You guys are on the very top. Very, very tippy top.
About how far away?
The room itself, hold on, let's see. The room itself is 50 feet high, 40 feet in diameter.
They are 50 feet away.
And you see, the distance between the highest catwalk and the hatch is 25 feet. So it goes up, the oil goes to just below the top, very top of the top step. And there is, you see that there is a note or a desk bolted to the bottom of the, let's see, let me grab, there we go. There we go, now I can leave that there. There is a desk bolted to the ground down at the very bottom. If you're watching the stream, you can actually see the thing as well. Because I was able to get it to be on there. Alright. So, let's see here. You guys are at the very top level, and like you had to duck out of the way as that one pipe above you spewed oil into the room. And so it fills up to cover the furnace with oil, completely cover the furnace before it goes back out the lower pipes. So
Wait, so
Fly
are we
higher than the
on
level.
top of the flat part on the very top, or are we underneath that?
you are, so see where the big pipes that come in at the very top?
Uh-huh.
And then there's like the black ledges, step looking things?
Yeah.
You're on the very top step looking thing.
Okay.
And there's a pipe right above you that sticks out enough that it doesn't cover the stair. Or that doesn't pour oil on the step. But you see that there is a desk at the very bottom on the ground, bolted to the floor. On top of the desk is what looks to be a heavy lockbox. And as the oil seems to dissipate, it completely empties out of the room. You can look around if you guys would like.
Yes, you can go down there and try to get the box.
If you would like to.
I will try to do so, but do so quickly.
Okay.
How hot is it right now?
Like, it's warm in there right now, but it is not, it's not as hot as when the oil is in there. When the oil is in there, this room becomes almost boiling.
It's heated by the furnace, the oil is. It's
The
not
oil
heated
is heated by the furnace. Yep. Yep.
when... I'm going to look at the furnace and cast this.
Okay.
To just... So,
Okay.
there you go. It's really the latter part.
Right. Okay. Let's see here.
It'd be extra steamy.
It would be extra steamy now, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, you can put the fire out. Sure. For a moment. Before it...
Give Telvin enough chance to get down there without burned.
Well, the oil now is all gone.
Right.
You see, like, there's just barely a, like, oil slick on the bottom, on the ground. But other than that, it's doable. Telvin,
And
you're gonna go
trying
down?
to fix the pipes.
The pipes in here all seem to be perfectly fine.
Okay.
The pipes that were broken were outside of this room. You see the Modrons that are working in here seem to be just like tinkering with levers and whatnot. They dials and pipes and stuff. Telvin, you're going down to the decks to get the lockbox?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you picking up the lockbox, or well, actually, it is bolted to the desk that is bolted to the ground. Are you gonna break it open? Are you gonna try to pick it open? What are you gonna do?
Let me see. Do I have one? I guess I can try to bolt it. It's too hard to break off. There's not someone that have lock picking ability.
There are people who have lock-picking abilities. Would you like one of them to come down and help you?
Would it be helpful? Yes.
Okay.
I will go ahead and go down. And
Okay, you have lockpicks with you?
have knock.
You have knock. Knock works too.
They know we're here.
They do in fact know you're there.
Susan, I'll head out there, and Kasu is with me too. So.
Okay. All right. So you can knock on this lockbox and easily open it up. Inside, there is a note, a scroll, and what looks to be a suit made of unknown metallic material.
I'm gonna have turned around and started climbing back up because little legs.
That's fair. So, Telvin, you look at the note, and the note is in common. It says, "Note to self." It really should say, "Note to future self," but, you know, hey. Build a damn ladder so I don't have to keep stalking spider climb scrolls. You see the scroll? It's a spider climb scroll. And, the suit, give me another history check with advantage, please.
Okay. History.
So you recognize this as a fire suit. You know that it will fit any medium-sized humanoid from head to foot, save for a glass slit for visibility. It can be worn over worn equipment. While wearing this suit, the creature has immunity to fire damage, but disadvantage on dex saves and checks, perception checks, and charisma checks. But if you take any other damage other than fire, the suit can be damaged and destroyed. But for fire purposes, it's great.
I will relay information to party who's with me.
Okay. So there you go. You've
Or make anything in my size.
No. This is a fire suit. Although, to be perfectly honest, with your build, it might actually work.
Except for if is it armor or like a suit? Because if it's armor, I can't wear it.
It is not it's not armor. It's a suit. It's like it is kind of similar to like the firefighters have the suit that goes over their clothes. It's the same concept.
Oh, gotcha.
yeah. Yeah, same concept. You have, immunity to fire, but you suck on dexterity, perception, and charisma checks.
Apparently you look real nerdy, so it invalidates your charisma, or what?
Apparently, I don't know why charisma. Um, yeah, I don't.
Safety is cool.
It is. That's. So that is the stats for the fire suit. Okay. So, yeah. So you have that. You also have the spell scroll. And just for reference with spell scrolls, if it is on your class spell list, you can read the scroll and cast it without providing any material components. However, because y'all are weird-ass Strixhaven students, you can all read this and cast it. So, you've learned well enough how to read weird scrolls. So, yeah. So, with that, you notice that as you grab these things, the fire that Sky put out in this furnace starts to come back. It is magical fire. And being this close and seeing it, you notice that the crystal that is inside of this this boiler, this crystal that is the size of a cow, seems to relight with fire and turns into a swirling humanoid form made entirely of fire. So,
Elemental.
it does look elemental, but it comes from that crystal. That crystal is the key to this. It's an arcane crystal. So your tidal wave put out the actual fire, but then it relit.
I was hoping just for a temporary reprieve to help out.
Yep. And that is exactly what happens. All right. So, getting out of this boiler room, you ascend to the next corridor. This one seems to contain a wide staircase leading downward to a wooden door. Now, this is the first wooden door you have seen so far. Everywhere else has been metal hatches. There seems to be some very obvious security measures in place, though. At nearly each step, a gigantic mechanical blade swings back and forth like a pendulum. Gears and cogs protrude from the walls, spinning and clicking. The whole room itself is a cacophony of grinding metal and whooshing of blades cutting through the air. This room is full of automatons oiling gears and tending to machinery. Through the rhythm and order of the blades seems completely random. The Modrons they don't seem to notice, and they easily step and weave around them as if going through the steps of a well-rehearsed dance. So it is possible to go past here without taking damage.
Before everyone does something, I'm going to cast this.
Moment to think, okay? You briefly stop time for everybody but yourself. Okay? What are you going to do with your moment in time?
Basically, just search around. Do I see? You said it's random, but there gotta be some kind of rhythm to it, because the motors are moving.
Okay. Yeah?
Basically, I want to know, can I study the rhythm to it?
Sure. Give me a, let's see, let's go with a intelligence check, please.
Oh boy. Hope for the best. A
You-
15.
Okay, you notice that there is a rhythm. There is a it sounds like music. Um it sounds as if there is a like a actual symphony such thing going on. Um, and it's weird because it sounds, when you stop and think about it and you take that moment, it sounds like the metal version of a song or a type of music you have heard before. It sounds an awful lot like the music that you have heard at school.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Soon as the spell passed, and I just say, does this sound familiar to you guys?
Everybody give me a history check, please. And if you are listening to Sirenscape, you will have heard the music change to what it sounds like.
It's not fair. We have heard this song many times.
You have.
Yes.
You have. Felfaz, you don't quite hear
Is it like the clanking and stuff that makes...
Mm-hmm. This is the rhythm to which all of this clanking and gears and swinging of pendulums is going. Squaggles, you hear it immediately. Reminds you very much of your time hanging out with Sky. And you catch that as you guys are watching, the monodrones and those that are working in here seem to be almost like going to the beat of this. So what are you gonna do?
It's like a dance routine.
It does sound like it does look. The more that you look at these creatures, it does look like they're on a dance routine. And now that Sora has pointed out that the mechanical contraptions seem to be playing a musical sound, you are able to piece together the two.
And we are trying to get across to them.
That is the way to go.
Right, then I will hold out hand for Aurora.
Okay.
Be my dancing partner.
She kind of looks at you, she's like, okay.
It's simple. It is law of order. Is steps.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. I want to Felfaz. Do you have a spell prepared that can get them a bit more health? Like maybe, I don't know. With this?
His performance routine is no help needed. I am expert in dance.
Okay. So, you're gonna try a dance routine across? Okay. So, it's going to be two different rolls. First is going to be a performance check to see how well you do at performing this, how cool it looks. And the second is going to be dexterity. And I will say, with Aurora being your dance partner, that you will have advantage on both of these rolls.
This will be like flamenco.
Okay.
That's how is my headcanon.
Yep.
Give me a second now.
You're dancing like a flamingo?
Yes.
I'll try that.
And you you say this as he starts the flamenco dance. It does not look like a flamingo. Now give me dexterity, please.
Is check or save?
It is a check. Okay. As you weave your way through these gears and these pendulums, you get approximately 3/4 of the way through when one of the gears clips you on the back, Telvin. You take 4 points of damage, but you are able to finish your routine across without Aurora taking any damage.
Is important.
It was.
He is scratch, but there's nothing for mighty dragonborn.
So,
See, friends, his dance routine. Just edging steps.
how are the rest of you getting down to the doorway?
The gears go all the way to the ground, or like, is there
So
like
they
a?
do. They do. They're. Let's see if I can get. All right. That is. Let me get over a little bit. That is kind of what the room looks like. So you've got. Well, it's stairs up, not stairs down. Sorry. But yeah, you see like blades. You see the pendulums. There's other things within the room as well.
There's no way to go under or over any.
I mean, you're gonna go. Oh, you're gonna go under some things, but possibly over other things. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, you can try to jam them if you want. If you think that you can do that.
Wait, the top or the bottom?
You're at the bottom. Telvin and Aurora are currently at the top. It is a 50-foot
With the amazing
staircase.
dance moves, of course.
With their beautiful dance moves, yes.
You know what, Susan?
What?
I'm gonna try it. Why not?
Okay.
Seeing their amazing moves, I'm gonna try to do the same.
Okay.
It's gonna
Remember
end
to
hallway.
Remember to stretch first.
Okay, I'll follow Taylor's instructions.
Okay. You're gonna stretch first? Okay.
Do not want to pull hammy.
Alright, so give me, is it just you? Or is it, like, what's the plan?
It's just me. Kutsu's in my pocket.
Okay. So then give me, we'll say performance and then dexterity, just because I want to see how well you're gonna do this. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you managed to get clipped as well about halfway through. You take 5 points of damage, but you make it. So now, Sora, Telvin, and Aurora are at the top.
And before anything else, I look at I look at Belvis and do you trust me?
Yeah, but I can get me and somebody else. Well, it's really only me and Rosie because I can't
It's you and Rosie. Yep.
I can ask her how confident she felt with the dancing, and if not, I was just gonna bloop.
How about we just bloop over there?
Okay, thanks though.
Yep.
Alright, so I'm gonna ask, does Sky or Squaggles want any help?
Are you gonna do the thing that I think you're gonna do?
I believe so, but
Okay.
I'll ask first before I actually do
I
it.
appreciate that you're asking permission before you just warp them somewhere.
I trust you, Sora.
Okay.
Alright. And I will, if that's okay, I'll do vortex words and bring them
See,
right next to us.
I knew you guys would. This would be easy. Beacon, are you gonna dance your way across? Did we lose Beacon? Kate, are you still with us?
She's muted.
She's
Muted.
muted. Okay. There we go.
Sora. Well, that was easy.
I'm here. I will dance.
I figured you might. So performance and dexterity, please.
Okay.
How does
can
one
do
get your
this.
feathers quip, Sky?
Oh, Squaggles is gonna dance too. Okay. Perfect, Squaggles. That was perfect.
It was.
I should have done Scoggles first.
To say he has 2 left feet would be compliment.
Squaggles,
was
you take
atrocious.
6 points of damage and then proceed to crawl the rest of the way there.
Yeah, but if he shifts, he can have way more than just 4 left feet.
That's true. Okay. So with that, we'll see how the performance check goes from and
I know.
dexterity goes from Began, and then we will go from there. Okay, it's beautiful. And how well do you? Okay.
Literally my exact same
It
rolls
is
is still.
exactly the same rolls as the guy, except you managed to kind of get tied up into one of the pendulum chains, and you take 6 points of damage.
Ouch.
Hashtag Prismari student.
Hashtag go to class and learn the dance moves, apparently. Alright. So with that, I will stop that music and go back to the other. As using Vortex Warp, the rest of your party will get up to the top. Alright. So, okay. It is as you open this wooden door, you find a room that is large but furnished in human comforts. A tall, table and plush armchairs, a bookshelf with ancient-looking tomes, a fireplace, a thick carpet, even a 4-poster bed. This room is not designed in the fashion of the rest of this machine, but rather as living quarters. The only thing familiar in this room is that there is another hatch in the ceiling. On the far end of the room is a wide control panel with levers, buttons, knobs, and a couple of complex screens displaying the outside world, and a large captain's chair. There is a figure in the chair that seems to be operating the controls. Does anybody move closer? That's why he just came in and jumped up on my table. Look, Uncle Cooper says you need more treats because their dice are not doing super great. Alright, there you go. There's you a bunch more treats. Thank you, Uncle Cooper. Alright, so is anybody moving closer to this captain's chair that is opposite the door that you guys came in?
I will approach.
Okay.
Far across the room is it?
About, let's see. It's about 40 feet across the room.
I fly. If I see Telvin moving in, I'll fly
Okay.
in the air about 5 feet and follow
Okay.
behind him.
As you guys get closer,
I will send Kazoo as well, and he'll be small size.
okay, as you get closer, you see the chair is occupied by a small a single small automaton, sitting in the lap of a wizened corpse in wizard robes. As you approach, the automaton looks up at you and smiles serenely, then seems to return to the control panel, busily operating the robotic station. And the corpse seems to be cradling the automaton in an embrace.
Okay, that's a bit creepy, but
That's what I'm going for.
Are we like in the top of the room? Like, are we looking through us? Like, can we see outside from in this room?
You are now in what is in essence the head of the robot.
Has it been an hour since we came into the whole thing?
Yes.
What kind of modron was in chair again?
It is just a single small automaton sitting there.
Then I will try to address it to see if it speaks common.
Okay, what do you say?
Are you the one controlling giant robot?
It turns and it looks at you, and then it goes back to the screen. It is clear that it is the one in charge of controlling the robot.
last say anything?
Without saying anything.
Smiled the first time.
It did smile the first time.
Do you know that robot is destroying towns and the forest?
It doesn't respond.
Susan, how far? You said 40 feet, right?
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's not like across this room is not super far. I mean, the robot is huge, but inside of his head, it's like 40 feet one direction and probably about a good 60 feet the other.
I like to do this to try to get in his head. Say, are you enjoying the destruction to the automaton?
Okay.
Wait, probably the wrong one.
Okay.
No, they're both the same.
Okay.
I'll probably move up, more to get in range.
Right, of course. Okay. He says to you, just doing what my master ordered.
Your master ordered you to destroy towns?
There's a note on him.
I shout out, do you see a note, guys?
You guys do. You see a note in a clean and precise hand, which reads, "Take the latest model out for a performance test. When you're done, report back on its destructive capabilities. Your recommendations will be considered in preparation for the upcoming invasion. As always, I remind you that my domination spell over you brokers no disobedience and no escape. You are mine until the end of your days. The one mechanical."
You want what?
Mechanical.
Would I know what that is?
Give me a history check. What was that, Felfis?
Does it look like the same handwriting as the other stuff?
It does not. Okay. You have heard of this person. You have. Let's see here. Yeah, you have heard that they are one of the people in charge of the army of Mechanus. So, what do you do?
I'm sure we got closer when they started reading, right?
You did. Yeah.
So they send this robot for the evasion, a test.
So you get the feeling based on that, as well as the note that you got, Telvin, that led you here to begin with, that this robot was sent to the material plane as a test drive, to a performance test to see how destructive it would be before an invasion happens.
Oh, to prevent an invasion?
You don't know if it's an invasion here or an invasion on Mechanus or what. Just an invasion.
But we learned that automaton is being dominated.
No, the guy was being dominated.
The dead guy?
The dead guy. The automaton is just being... He is doing what he was ordered to do.
From his dead
From
master,
his
right?
now dead master. Yep. Just out of curiosity, what are the rest of you doing within this whole room?
I'm watching Tammy.
Okay. She is standing, Tammy is standing over with you, Telvin, trying to figure out what is going on, and she says, well, now what do we do?
Does anyone have speak with dead or something like that?
I cannot speak with dead.
You did not bring your
Weirdly
plan.
enough, I do.
I can animate him.
Weirdly enough, the wizard has speak with dead.
Apparently, I got it for being a Lorehold student.
You did. Do you have the components to be able to cast it?
Just insects.
Do you want to speak with the dead?
Oh, creepy.
I mean, you're not wrong.
But if we could speak to it, it could speak to the Matonaton, right?
Potentially.
Technically. My theory is to try to command it to it's done its job and stop. That's basically my way of thinking.
I'm gonna ask the automaton if it's aware that that the robot is being damaged by this.
It looks over towards you, and it says nothing.
What it wasn't thinking.
It is thinking that it did not know it was causing damage.
It did not know.
So maybe, stopping would be a good idea to assess all the damage and try and fix it, because it seems like this might just stop working altogether or explode or who knows what.
How big is automaton?
The one sitting in the lap is he's small.
So probably the same size as me, Felphis, and the rest. Or, what I'm talking about.
Yep.
I will try to walk up to him then.
Okay. You see that the corpse of the wizard is wrapped around the automaton. It seems
You say
that
lizard or wizard?
wizard.
Okay.
It seems that this automaton has not moved since the wizard died.
It is not sanitary.
You also, being that close, I will say that you see that there is a ring on the corpse's finger. The rest of you, as you're kind of in the room, you kind of look around a little bit. You find there's a loot over in the corner, just a worn, normal-looking loot. There is a magical puzzle cube over on the side. And amongst the rest of the room, because I know that you guys are the kind of people that do this, you also find a potion of healing, a spell scroll of the command spell, and a purse with 100 gold pieces.
Probably grabbing all this kind of stuff while everybody else is talking because
I mean, I
I'm
know that you guys are going to go through and get all of this stuff. So.
always borrowing things,
Yeah. Rosie will go up to you, Telvin, and says, "Do you need to speak to the wizard? I can do that."
Would help. We could speak to Wizard and ask him to ask Automaton to stop destroying things with robot.
That's not necessarily what Speak with Dead does, though. Like, it answers questions that that the corpse knows the answer to in life. And it answers 5 questions.
Then ask him what is best way to shut down robot.
Okay. What else do you want to know?
Like the wizard's dead, so can we ask him who gave him the order, who dominated him?
Okay. I can do that.
Isn't it one?
The one mechanical.
That was a note.
But is that the actual name or?
It is. But okay, I can ask him. I can ask him that. And what is that's 2 things. What else?
You can
So
ask
what controls the little automaton guy?
Okay.
more about invasion.
Okay. Sure. That's 4. Is there anything else?
How to send it back? I guess.
Okay. Okay.
I think that was a note I got, wasn't it?
There was, yeah.
Oh, I wasn't there. Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay. So you see Rosie goes and she, with this automaton, or this little guy controlling the robot while the corpse is there, she sets up and she turns to the little automaton and says, "I'm not going to hurt him. That is not my intention. This is just to ask questions. Please understand." And she cast the spell. And those of you that are close enough, you hear this gasp as air comes back into the body of this wizard. He kind of sits up a little bit, better as he kind of was slumped in the chair. And she proceeds to ask him the questions that you asked. The first being how to stop the robot. And he says, "Take control of the robot, or destroy it, or push the self-destruct button." Are you inciting the corpse?
No, I'm casting borrowed knowledge to get proficiency in insight,
okay.
and then I'm going to incite the hell out of Tammy.
Okay. I'm like, wait a minute, you're inciting the corpse? What? Okay, got it. The second question, I believe was, I should have written this down. who gave you the order, and he does confirm that it was the one mechanical, and he says that was my boss. I believe the third was something about the ring. Is that true?
If that's what controls the little guy.
Okay. He says the ring is it commands to the drones, like a command spell. It only happens once a day at dawn. But you can command the drones, yes. Let's see. So that was 3. What was number 4?
About the invasion.
Oh, the invasion. He says, I don't really know much about the invasion. I was just part of the testing of these creatures and make sure that they are functioning and operational just in case something were to happen on Mechanus, so that we would be prepared. And then the 5th one, I believe, was how to get back. He will tell you to look in the floorboard under the bed for the device. Are you inciting the body?
Tammy!
Okay, why we're not talking to Tammy. Who are you inciting Tammy?
I'm watching her to see
okay.
her reaction and stuff. That's what I said, that I was watching her
Got it.
carefully.
I'm sorry. Okay. She's just watching. She is watching, and then she is headed to the bed and easily moves it out of the way. And you see that she finds the floorboard that was aforementioned, and inside she pulls out a device that Telvin, you would recognize as a device that was made specifically to teleport large numbers of people back to Mechanus.
He's advancing plane shifting.
Mm-hmm. But it is a device that will allow not just people, but this mechanical robot construct as well.
He's perfect then.
So, now my question is, as the spell Rosie has cast comes to an end, what are you guys going to do?
I believe first we need to either shut it down, turn it off the level first before we send it back. So,
We want to destroy it. They mentioned there's a self-destruct button.
I'm pretty sure the note I was given was said to destroy as last resort.
It is...
Sorry, wrong button. How close to dawn is it?
It is... It's... I would say, you're fairly close to dawn.
If we take the ring, and somebody wears the ring, and then at dawn we order all of the Modrons to stop working, then it should stop, and we can have at least a day, I think, before they start up again.
Yeah, that's kind of that's a good idea.
Rosie will turn to you and say, he's been dead for more than a day. You could probably use it now.
oh right, because he can't do the command when he's dead.
me try to get the ring off of his finger.
Easily.
And let's try to put it on.
You can?
I issue order to stop robot.
You do need to attune to the ring.
Okay, fine. I will unattune to cloak
Okay.
and attune to ring.
Okay. So as soon as that hour has gone by.
I want to take the hour to study the teleportation thing.
Okay. It is
Like, if we're all inside it, will it work and take everything? Or does it have
yes.
to be outside? Like,
Nope,
that
inside.
stuff.
It takes it takes the robot and everything inside it.
See, like a
If I look outside, are we still marching through the woods, or are we like coming up
You
on
are.
another village?
Actually, you know what? Give me a perception check.
Everyone or the sky.
Everybody.
So I'm gonna keep periodically inciting Cammy for the hour that I have with it.
Okay. She seems very genuine.
Hopefully suspicious of other dragonborn.
Okay.
Yeah, because what she says doesn't add up.
Okay.
And if I have time during his attunement thing, I will recast the telepathic bond because I think it's
Okay. Okay. No problem. So after your hour, you can command the Madrons to stop working. If
Be able to take a short rest during that hour.
Those of you not doing anything, you can.
Well, I guess what did we see outside the viewpoint view of the window?
With your perception checks, you're just going through the woods.
As long as we're
So
not
no-
like gonna
So
put
no
any in danger.
towns.
Doesn't look like any towns in sight.
Alright.
Anything else you guys want to do in that hour of time period? Okay.
No, nothing. I need to for a short rest. No.
Okay.
I mean, we could. I mean, I can do a hip die and get some small healing back
If you
of
want.
5 damage.
If
Yeah.
you want. It's not often you guys do short rests, so. All right, there you go. You're back to full health.
well, I can't. Like, I have a bunch of stuff I can do, but I'm trying to do too much.
What else do you want to do?
Well, because I can do arcane recovery and
You
get back
can.
some spell slots.
You can.
I don't think I have the stuff to do my chef feat special food.
No. No. Okay. All right. So, Telvin, do you tell them to stop?
I do.
Okay. You tell them to stop, and you all watch as the automaton within the wizard's lap shuts down the robot. Before just stopping and staying right where he was.
I will take out sending stone I was given and send a message to whoever it goes to. I forget whom.
Right.
To let them know that the robot is stopped.
Okay. All right. So you send that message, and you get in response. Did they leave if they left the ability to bring it back, please do.
So The talent said that when they sent.
Mm-hmm.
Can we see the button real quick? What's her name again? Tammy?
Yeah, you can see Tammy.
Uh, may we see the button, Tammy, please?
She's already handed it over to Felfiz.
I would have just handed it to somebody else doing the 18 things that I was doing.
Okay. Well, we'll say Rosie has it. Why not?
You interact with other people.
Rosie and Eivor are checking it out. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, Tammy does not have it, so Eivor and Rosie have it.
Alright, if we believe that's everything, we'll press the button and send this back.
Okay. So, as you say that, Tammy says, "Hold, please." And she turns to Telvin and she says, "As much as I want to go home, I am not ready to do so. But I am glad to know that this is being taken home by someone who truly understands." And she will hand you a journal, and she says, in Draconic, she says, "Will you please get this to my family?"
They will answer back in the same language that I will give to family. But ask if she is sure she does not want to come back yet.
I have much more to do still. Much more to see, much more to learn. But this is my collection of knowledge so far. Please, by taking it to my family, it will enhance, and they will be able to learn some of the customs here within the material planes. And perhaps they will learn that, sometimes eating somebody is not the answer. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is.
True.
But not always.
Well, I will give and may help convince tribe elders to allow other Dragonborn to venture to different planes.
Hopefully so. And with that, Felfiz, she's telling the truth. She is sincere, and you see that she will move back through all of the rooms, through everything, and she will move out of the robot. And it is as you are looking out and watching her leave and hop down off the boot of the robot, that the rest of you see approaching from quite the distance away. We'll say a good 2 miles or so. You see riders on horseback approaching. And it is as you notice this, and as Tammy leaves the robot, you see that she turns into a bird and she flies away. Off in the opposite direction of the riders.
Do the riders have any kind of standard, or do we know who they're
Not from this distance, you can't tell. So if you would
Are
like to
we-
push the button, you can.
Eivor still got it. Eivor Rosie still got it.
Yeah.
The two riders?
They look to be riders on horseback approaching, a group of them.
like military riders, or like people just out for fun?
Like City Watch riders.
Were they ones from a dwarf that we talked to in town?
No. No, this
Well,
is a different direction than you guys came from.
It is best, I think, to not get caught up answering many questions and potentially taking blame for Giant Robot. So,
Yeah, Eivor, push the button, please.
Okay.
What button am I pushing?
Hi.
Hi.
Good timing. That is the take us out of here button. Take us
And
to...
teleport us to
Us and the
Telvin's
robot.
place.
Yep.
All right, I'll do that.
With that, you teleport yourself along with this robot and everything within the robot to the area to the plane, I should say, known as Mechanus. And it is there, ironically, when Anna shows up, that we will take our break and be back in just a few minutes as we approach the plane of Mechanus. Alright, welcome on back to DMS Adventurers Tavern, where adventure is always on the menu. We are at $300 raised so far for our Extra Life weekend. We are at a total of 300, I should say. That is... what I should have had the running total of what it was just for the weekend. So that is $225, I believe? Yeah, $225 for the weekend so far. Awesome. Okay. Just a reminder, we are raising money for Extra Life, as it is Extra Life Tabletop Weekend. There is the link. But we are going to go ahead and get back to our Haven's Heroes, as they are on their summer adventure between years 3 and 4. And they have just managed to take out put a stop to, not necessarily take out, but put a stop to a ginormously huge robot that had been released within the material plane. And you guys were able to track it down and, by infiltrating it, go ahead and find the person driving the robot and actually stop it. Alright. Okay. And it is with that you pushed the button, and you, as well as this giant robot, are taken to Mechanus. Now, as you... It's one of those moments where it's kind of weird, but also not weird, in the fact that you're inside this giant robot, you push the button, you feel the difference of the teleportation, but yet, when you end up there, you are still inside this robot. And actually, Eivor, what is your alignment?
I think I'm neutral good.
Okay. I need you to give me a wisdom save, please. As you weren't here when we did them before, and all of you, were here. Go ahead.
Yep.
Being in Mechanus,
Probably not gonna be
because
right.
of the robot being partially in Mechanus, it affects your alignment. Okay. Temporarily. It's kind of fitting, and most of you will not actually notice a whole lot of difference, because as a general rule, Eivor is the most lawfully aligned of your party. But
that's sad.
I mean, you're not wrong. But you notice that you are even more lawful than you were before. You are lawful neutral.
Hmm.
So
Intelligence too now?
Uh-huh. Yep. I mean, you were good, but you're no longer chaotic. You're feeling much more lawful, no matter if it... Huh?
To be fair, is plane of law and order.
It is plane of law and order.
Dum.
Thank you for that. I was thinking it, but yes.
I don't know what Rosie's alignment and stuff is, so.
You notice that both Rosie and Aurora they both failed their wisdom saves, so they are currently lawful neutral while they are on this plane. As you exit the robot, the air around you feels almost charged, and you feel like a jolt through your spine as a surge of magic seems to explode from the ground around you. as you take a step out of the robot and you touch the ground for the first time. And for a heartbeat, it seems like there's only darkness as the sky above you dissolves, and you smell, and you hear the clank, the oil, and the air is warm and humid. You hear the clanking of metal. It sounds very similar to what you heard inside the robot, but now you are all outside, and you hear like a forge, or perhaps every forge in existence, all working in perfect concert with one another. Your eyes adjust to the world of metal and clockwork. Gone is the blue sky and the emerald green of plant life, replaced now with the world forged from gray, copper, and russet brown. Walls, towers, megaliths, cogwheels, gears punctuate the skyline, and you see that the city is arranged in a radial pattern around a massive monolith jutting out from the center of the city. You realize that the entire city sits on a flat face of a massive cogwheel, miles and miles in diameter. You can see the cogwheel's edge and how it meshes with another massive country-sized cogwheel perpendicular to yours, rising vertically into space and out of sight through layers of steam clouds. This vertical cogwheel has its own city rising impossibly from its face, buildings jutting out horizontally into open air. You all kind of looking around briefly wonder how the thin spires could support their own weight before your thoughts are interrupted by a popping sound. You look up to see a massive portal opening on top of the very large tower, rising majestically from the face of a vertical gear. Squinting upward, you see a flash of blue and green, the sky and the grass. You stand on the back of a massive humanoid automaton bristling with weaponry. You feel the robot shifting beneath your feet and notice that it is being slowly carried towards the center of the city on the backs of 100 monodromes. As you're standing there, you see you are picked up, you are put back on the foot of this robot, and you are taken with it. I need everybody to please give me a dexterity check. Telvin, I would say with advantage. Okay. Okay. Alright.
Oof, that's my fault.
Yep.
I'm shitting out of school uniform. It's
Okay.
home.
It is home.
But unlike Monday Barbarian, I will keep pants on.
I appreciate that.
For
right.
now.
For now. So Felfiz, you go to fall, and you fall prone, but you thankfully your party members kind of grab you and keep you on top of the foot of this robot as it is carried. Avor's got you.
Okay, thanks, Eivor.
I got you.
And Telvin, you know that they are taking you with this. You are only about a few miles away from the edge of the city, of the cog, and you're being carried to the center of it. So if you want, you can stay on the giant and be taken to the center of the cog. Or if you really want, you could probably jump off and go into the Clockwork City. But there's like 100 of these Modrons around you.
I would stay with robot only to make sure that work is accredited.
Okay.
And always take friends to explore city later
True.
and go to outskirts with tribe.
Okay. So you, in the process of pointing out places as you are taking this it's like the better part of about 100 miles between the edge to the center. And, Telvin is pointing out places as you go.
Is it like when you first go back home? It's like, what the heck? That wasn't there before. That was this. This was that.
Some of that, also a lot of, as you're passing through, you're getting, to nobody's surprise, you're getting a lot of the, don't eat there, that place is great, don't eat there, that place has the worst service, those kind of situations.
Don't go there. I had to eat a guy there, and now they don't like me.
Right, exactly.
I'm looking at the city. Do I see anybody eating anybody?
Give me a perception check. You do not.
As a rule, I'm just going to be following Telvin's lead here.
Okay.
It is
Hopefully I
more.
don't horribly offend someone.
His city is modern, automaton and modern. His eating is draconic thing. Is outside the city.
So, speaking of the Modrons, you notice a small squadron of them kind of climb up on the boot with you guys.
But at school, we're in a city, and if you're not supposed to eat the people... it doesn't matter.
They wouldn't want to eat them out here anyway. They are made of metal. They taste bad.
Yeah.
There's no seasoning I can add to make modern taste good.
Well, when they climbed on the boot, was there like are they doing something to the robot, or are they just climbing up to greet us?
They are brandishing weapons. And it seems that they are kind of, they've got them weapons out and just kind of watching you, waiting.
Do they see Telvin?
They do.
And they still draw their weapons now?
Yep.
Do they look like they are going to advance?
They look as if you try to leave, they will stop you.
It's fine. I had no intention of going. I am riding a robot.
Yeah, but it's very much the we're gonna be right here. You try to leave, we will stop you. Yeah.
Telvin, who are we waiting for again?
Hold on. Let me just try to find note. Which handout is note in? Packing sheet. Golem. Hang on. His class, his student types.
I don't
think
believe that there was actually a handout.
No. It was not, I don't recall from whom. Out of character, I don't remember who it was from.
I don't remember what the name I gave you was, but it was someone within your family.
I thought it was at least a relative
Yeah,
or
it was
an
a relative.
Right. Person in tribe sent a request to fetch robot. Why they are pointing weapons, I don't know.
Does your ring work on these guys just like it did inside the robot?
It will not work until the next day.
Yeah. It's fine. They are not going to attack. I think.
I totally pictured a little Jedi hand wave when you said that.
Right.
These are not modern you are looking for.
I'm gonna fly up. I'm gonna stay with the group. I'm gonna fly off the whatever platform we're.
You okay. You see that they will have their weapons trained on you, and they have javelins out, like ready to throw a javelin at you if you try to leave further than 30 feet away.
Come back to the group.
Stretching his wings. Teleportation can be hell on the wings.
No response.
Normal, welcoming, how they treat everybody that comes to this planet.
Well, you are outsiders of plane.
We did show up on a giant robot.
Yeah, aren't we the first non-dragonborn to come here?
In a while.
Yeah.
As a group, yes.
On a giant fuck-off robot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You would be first non-dragonborn to visit tribe since we got here 2,000 years ago. But I don't think many people get from Prime to Mechanus very often anyway. So you might be first people non-dragonborn in Mechanus in general either.
Well, you know, because the wizard was human, and he said that it was his boss that he has been here.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, you don't really know. You haven't seen a whole lot of people. But it is, as you're having this conversation as you're traveling, you are led deeper into the cogwheel and towards a large domed building. You see large, neat columns of armed Modrons of various types marching inside. There must be thousands of Modrons gathered here. And you see some illusory text magically forms in the air above the entrance, accompanied by a series of metallic tones that echo off the building like the ringing of church bells. What you see is, let me actually do this. Let's see here. Give me a second, and I will make it so it's bigger because it makes sense. Alright. That is what you see.
Error protocol enforced law.
With the extra errors and symbols and stuff. The squad of Modrons escorts you to a smaller building adjoined the domed building. You see that as they take the robot into the big one, and then using their weapons, no words, they instruct you to get off of the robot, and they take you to a smaller building. Inside it feels akin to a standalone prison cell, spacious but completely bare. The metallic room is roughly 30 foot cubed with no windows and only the one door. The Modrons lead you to the center of the room before encircling you, arraying themselves along the walls and leveling their weapons at you. It seems that you are to be kept here for the time being.
His final reward for bringing back robot.
They are just holding you. They did not take any of your equipment. They are just holding you inside this room.
All things considered, it's perfectly reasonable. We showed up from another plane with a giant fuck-off robot.
I wouldn't bring the robot here, though. Like,
but did...
cool.
Okay, by one person, did that person bother telling anybody else we were going to be bringing it?
You have no idea.
Yeah.
Just to be fair, Rome is not that much worse than detention bog. Actually,
It's
maybe
just
that.
way better than the detention bog. It doesn't smell half as bad.
I need my open space, man. I'm not cool.
And you're unlikely to be eaten by bog eels.
It tastes good with teriyaki
Magic drink?
sauce. Crushed ginger. I want eel. If you want to open space, take shoes off.
Or shoes.
Yep, then it'll smell like the bog.
I guess we'll wait until whoever is supposed to come will get here.
Okay.
Anybody outside? Like, are we just in a room, or is it like a clear wall that we can see outside?
Nope, it is just a room. There's no windows and only the one door in which you came through. But you have all of your weapons, all of your armor, all of your stuff. And there are 10 of them. 10 of these creatures that are circling you.
But they're still smaller than us, right?
They're not smaller than you. But yes.
That message we heard on the way in makes it sound like they're getting ready to invade the material plane. That's good.
I think the message was skewed because they cannot invade plane. It's too chaotic for them. If I read correctly.
Sounds to me like they want to invade because it's chaotic.
Yeah, let me look at the note again for reference. Let's see. Yeah. Yes, it's all. Let's see. Oh. Oh. They'll go either way.
Okay. So, for the purposes of this, are you guys you're just gonna wait it out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Better than trying to fight way through 1,000 moderns.
I mean, yeah.
I open the door. Like, is the door locked that we're in?
It is blocked by one of the creatures.
Susan, I'm gonna point this out, and can you tell me more about this spell?
Okay, hang on one second. Detect thoughts? Okay. Okay. So, alright, you cast a spell, and each turn you can focus your mind on one creature that you can see within 30 feet. So you can catch their surface thoughts.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And it won't, like, be detected by this, like, unless they have some kind of magic senses.
Well, unless you push forward.
I'm not trying to push forward, I try to see their attention, like, on us. Either thinking about us or just following orders. Basically, try to surface thoughts, like it says.
Yeah, you can do that. I will tell you they are following orders.
They're just following their orders?
They are following orders. Yep, they are just following orders. Yep, and you, no matter which one you do, they are just following orders.
But we still have all our weapons and stuff, so we're not technically prisoners by the sense they didn't take everything.
Right.
Do I get the feeling and tell them that orders are like sacrosanct here? If you get orders, you follow them.
Wait, say again?
Do I get the feeling that like orders are like the end of, if you get an order, you follow it till death or worse? That's just how it works here.
Um, well, is plane of order true order? So, death or unless new order is given? Or if order is deemed illogical, chaotic? Everything here is very by letter.
So if I just shout out, "Are we in trouble?" What
You
did
get
he say?
you get no response.
Nothing.
Yep,
You go inside their head, they're still just following orders.
they're just following orders.
His best thing to do is just to relax and wait.
Might as well.
There's no point in getting stressed out.
Are you alright, Sky?
Oh man, this doesn't seem right. Why, like we're locked in a room, man.
It'll be fine.
It's up to you if you want to do something about it.
I mean, I'm sure somebody will be along soon to sort this out.
If they were going to kill us, they would have done it already.
Yeah.
And
They
were
probably don't want us
No.
here any longer than we have to be.
One guy was dead in the inside the robot. They just let him die in there.
True, but I received a note from Clan Tribe to bring robot back. So someone from Tribe knows because I sent message with stone.
Just,
just
to
don't
give
know
you
who.
an idea as to the door is here.
They're inside the room with us.
They are. Weapons drawn.
I'm gonna hang out near Sky and use prestidigitation to, like, you know, make it feel like a little breeze, a little smell of flower, like that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I'll use one of my little tinker whatchamacallits to have a coin play the sound of like woodland critters or something.
Okay.
That's better. Thanks, man. Thanks, everyone.
We got
This
your
is
back.
also weird for me. I'm used to seeing like plants and dirt and sky, and this man, this is not
Temporary.
real.
All of a sudden.
I mean, we're not moving here. We're just visiting. We'll be back
To see
treat.
each other's family, right?
Yep.
It's not forever. It's just a vacation, and then we'll be back home.
His plan is to show Tribe elders that people from Prime Material are not all bad, so that we
Yeah, you can teach them about how great plants are.
And the goal is to convince Tribe elders to allow Telvin's other family to travel the plains as they want, not confined to Mechanus for safety.
You want to know Susan is small, just in case you want to know.
Okay. No worries. Okay. Okay. So with that, okay. You wait. And you wait. And hours go by. And hours.
Doesn't feel right. Something wrong here.
You're there for the better part of like 5 or 6 hours with no movement outside of this room. The constructs are there, weapons drawn, not responding to anything you guys are saying.
I'll just be eating, vaccines and jerking, and I'll just keep talking to others about the plane, more about this plane stuff.
Okay. Alright.
Telvin, is there somebody that I could maybe cast Ascending to if, we're supposed to be here, if they're looking for us somewhere else.
His mother, his father, 23 brothers and sisters, or 52 cousins.
So we gotta pick one and try and get me to be able to be familiar enough with them that the spell will work.
It is at this point that, well, no, you would have known because you did get a glimpse of outside. Telvin, you would know that it is now officially the start of a new day.
So we've been here in a day?
Well, you came right before daybreak.
Okay, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Did we get a long rest, or were we kind of awake the whole time? And
I would say if you guys want to stay here for a couple more hours without doing anything, you could have the equivalent of a long rest.
What she's getting at is the ring will work.
I didn't say that.
I didn't say you said that.
I was actually referring to the sending stone that he has, but, hey.
Oh, then I will send I will send a message with sending stone
Okay.
to whoever it may go to. That
Okay.
we have been here for a long time, and that we are trying to leave.
Okay. You get a message back, and the person seems very confused. And they say, "Where? You're here, but where are you? I did not. You were supposed to be brought to. Alright, I'll try to find you." And that is all that you get in the message.
And I will make it easier to find us.
Okay.
I will get up, stretch legs, because sitting crisscross applesauce for 6 hours is not comfortable.
No.
And I will use, where is it?
Okay, keep in mind, room, no windows, only one door.
True, but there's walls,
Yes.
and I'm assuming is not soundproof.
Fair.
So you'll take a few steps out. No, wait, wrong one. Let's see. Well, no, it is. It's fear, but it's roar.
Right. Okay.
Loud roar.
Loud roar. Okay. So you can do that. And, as you roar through one of the, Modrons, nothing happens to him. He just kind of looks at you. And just stands there. And you hope that they were able to hear you. Okay.
I mean, every minute or so, Rosie can use the necklace to make the same sound.
That's true.
bolt for the door. It's been too many hours. I'm going for the door.
I am impressed that it took you this long.
Flew a couple laps around, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I'm out. I gotta get outside.
I am impressed that it took you this long. And as you try to leave, the monodrone will step in front of you. Before you get to the door, you see the two of them step forward to block the door from you.
I'm kind of in panic mode, so I'm going to do that against one closest to me.
All right. So that will definitely hit.
Hey, my talons just grow on my feet, and I just take a swipe at him.
Oh no, you kill him, and yeah.
Enough.
Yeah.
And I'm in panic mode, so yeah, I'm not worried about how much damage he took.
All right. So with
Getting to that
that,
floor.
roll initiative.
Damn it, Sky.
I'm still very impressed it took him this long. You guys made it like 7 hours.
They helped by playing the
Uh-huh.
sounds. Like without that, you wouldn't have been able to make it. Appreciated everybody.
Yep. I'm rather impressed. Okay. All right. So we'll go with this one. All right. There we go. Okay. All right. So with that, we have our. Okay. We have really crappy roll right there. All right. So we've got our creatures here. We've got one that is a little bit scared of the barbarian that just happened over here, but he is still there. Or not barbarian. Well, it seemed like it because that was very, very primal savagery of our actual druid. He kind of looked more barbarian than druid at that point.
It was very clear he did not like being crafted.
Yeah, that's true. He was very much the caged animal, I guess.
Right. I need out.
All right. So, Felfiz, it seems that you saw this happen. What are you doing? As you see all of them get ready and prepare to attack and stop you. Oh.
Seems like they're gonna come after all of us.
Well, they're looking at the guy who just took out one of their own. So. They don't look happy, let's just put it that way. So what are you doing, Felfiz?
I will ask. Okay.
I rolled for Rosie and Aurora.
Well, then they go first.
Okay, well Rosie will go first. Okay, Rosie's gonna come over and try to stop Sky, and just, like, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. You don't need to do this.
Oh no! I gotta get out.
And let's see what other guy here.
Where's Avor's goat?
Right above Avor's head.
Okay, just check.
Yep. And with that, you know what? She'll look at you and be like, "All right, let's do this." And she'll touch the one right in front of you, and miss. Okay. Well, she tried. Sorry, Sky. She tried. She tried. All right. So Felfiz, now you're up.
Walk here. And I'll say, let us out, let us pass. And any reaction?
Nothing.
Shocking grass.
Okay. All right. 13 is not enough. They are made of metal. They have some pretty decent armor class.
Oh yeah, but that's the thing.
They're made of metal, so you have advantage, don't you?
Yeah.
Yep. So roll again. That is still 13.
Wow.
It was
The
better
dice has spoken.
It was better damage, but it's still 13.
There's
Okay, so Sky, are you pushing through? Are you killing this other one? What are you doing? You just started a fight in this room with your friends.
Yeah, I'm still in a frenzy. I'm not even focused right now. I'm gonna take another strike at the other one blocking my
Okay.
out of here.
Go for it. Yeah, that will hit. They're still up this time. Even though
And,
all of those dice rolled because it didn't count all of those dice.
Yeah,
yeah. It's
that was
they're
about that
rolling
was weird.
extra dice.
I know, I don't understand why it rolls extra dice. I appreciate the clickety clacks, but I don't understand.
Yeah, that was weird. I'm gonna push into the door though. Like I'm trying to get to that door.
Okay.
Slide over that door.
All right. You know what,
I don't know if you want to get him out of the way
There
or
we go.
whatever, but
There we go. All right. So Sora, that brings us to you.
So I noticed that Sky is just going ballistic, and he's trying to escape, and the monitors are successfully
Stopping him.
attacking. Yeah. I take a look around everyone towards Selvin and just point at them. Should we or should we not? Yes, that's what I asked. So, Ragnarok, yes or no?
Aurora's gonna look at you and go and just shrug.
I didn't even hear the question.
Should we or should we not?
Probably would not be a good idea. There are thousands on the other side of the door.
This guy will run into and get attacked, right?
At the rate he is going, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, alright,
can't see outside. We don't know what's out there.
Okay, this is just madness. Susan, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attack the pink Nesta Sky
Okay.
right now. This is just madness now.
By the
Alright.
way, Sky, as you stepped towards the door, the one that you killed disintegrates and all is left is the weapons. And all it was is a dagger and a javelin. Eldritch Blast will definitely hit that guy.
Figured acid probably doesn't do him much good if I hit him with acid on my clothes.
That one is gone.
Now, Eldritch Blast, I have to fire both beams,
of them.
right?
You can separate them.
Okay. I'm just going to fire the one near Felvis.
Okay.
So, Cyan, I guess, Star.
Yep. I'm gonna just set this guy over on here so he stays in initiative. A 15 will exactly hit. And that will take that guy out. It's just some pretty decent Eldritch Blast rolls right there, buddy.
Some good Star bows, but Sky, you know what you're doing, right?
Do I ever know what I'm doing?
Ask a stupid question, you get a stupid answer.
I mean, you're not wrong. Alright, Telvin.
Last thing before I go. I just say, Kazoo just protects Sky just in case.
Okay.
So he'll just fly next to Sky and
Okay.
be with him whatever happens.
Alright. So, Telvin, what are you doing?
I am not going to attack.
Okay. Okay. So, Eivor, what are you doing?
I'm also not attacking.
Okay.
I will. Well, I'm not attacking the Modrons. I'm going to.
Uh-oh. Sky. Uh-oh.
I'm going to attempt to tackle and wrestle Sky to the ground.
I'm giving you more more sheet to be able to run.
I think that's Sky's. Dude, they're down at the bottom.
It is Guy's dude down there at the bottom.
Okay. Then it's a strength, or
So you're trying to grapple him?
I'm going to tackle him to the ground if I can.
Okay.
So is that strength?
It is gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be a
It's just-
contested strength roll.
Okay, so
Here we
strength.
go. Gotta
Alright,
be
this is gonna be awesome.
12. We're so bad.
This is one of those moments when I kind of wish we were doing rerolls for the kids, just so that we could reroll it for the kids, but we're not. So that was pretty funny.
I think it only works because I go straight for the knees in my heavy armor.
I mean, also he can hear you coming.
The reason I
Yeah.
rolled a 10 was because of my adrenaline. I don't think I could even roll better than that.
Yeah.
Okay. So unfortunately, Eivor, you did catch him. It was not graceful by any means.
Oh, I didn't need it to be graceful. I need it to work.
But it worked.
That's the important part.
All right.
Let me go! Let me go!
No, you. Okay, no. Like, do we need a child leash? Do I need to invent child leashes in this setting?
Oh, good
Needs
lord.
baby Bjorn.
No, that's for the gnomes.
I'm gonna tie you to the damn goat.
That's the one. She's gonna invent hog tying just so that she can tie you to the goat.
Like flapping my wings, doing whatever I can to get away if she's holding on to my ankles.
Yeah, it's not working. All right. Anything else there, Eivor?
I'm gonna have my goat come over and help me hold him down. I guess.
Okay. Well, that will. So it's not necessarily helping you hold him down, but between the goat and Kazoo, I will say, and you holding onto him, he cannot. He's grappled, but he cannot get hit by any of the other monodrons.
That too. Kind of shielding him and also putting him in timeout.
You are in timeout. Alright, so these guys, not worrying so much about Telvin and Aurora and Sora, will come. They are trying to get to. Actually, we'll move this guy around. Trying to get to the guy who killed their friends, and then you shot them, so these two will come to you. Alright.
Fair enough.
Yep. Alright, so with their javelins drawn, because that's what they had, Sora, we're going to start with you. There is 2 of them on you, and they both take 1 attack each. So there's 1 and 2. Oh yeah, this looks great. Yep, this is gonna go well for this one fight that we have going on right here. Super good. Alright, then there's gonna be the 1 yellow against Rosie. Yep. Then we've got gray against Felfiz. Hey Felfiz, does a 15 hit you? No. Okay. Alright. Okay. And then orange is gonna go against Kazoo. That's a 14. What is Kazoo's armor class?
16.
Okay, that didn't work. Then we'll say blue against Eivor. Yep. And then red against the goat. Yep, that worked out real well.
It did hit me.
Oh, it did hit you. Okay. Sorry. 3 points of piercing damage from the gray guy right here. Alright. Aurora is going to look at Telvin and say, I've got to help your friends. Do you stop her?
No. I will try to, but not really. If she is set on helping, then I will not intervene.
She, let's see, does this have to be touched? Yeah, it is, okay. She will step over here. Take the opportunity attack from the yellow guy just so she can get to Sky, and she will cast Death Ward on Sky. And so that the yellow gets a opportunity attack with his javelin. Yeah, no, never mind. That's the reason she took the chance at that. Alright, we are back at the top. So Sky, you currently have Death Ward. Alright. Okay. So Rosie, looking around, you know what? She is actually going to cast, because this is gonna be funny. Hey Tor, I have a question for you. What does Rosie's Spirit Guardians look like? As she casts a 15-foot radius, which will encompass all of the monodrones. Probably.
I think that's where the badgers come from.
That's where the badgers come from. Okay, so you all see these tiny little badgers show up, and yep, everybody except for Black. Okay. And yeah, so she will cast Spirit Guardians. And here's the thing with Spirit Guardians. It doesn't matter if they make it or not. It takes half damage if they make it. These guys only have
A roll.
It doesn't matter to roll because they're not going to make it. Because they're going to take.
I mean, that was a really good damage roll. Like, wow.
Yeah. 2 8s and a 7.
Right.
So that literally leaves the one guy by Sora. Rosie turns back and looks at Telvin and is like, hey, it's not my fault they're not wise.
It is Sky's fault for attacking them.
Trap me in here, man.
It's not a room.
Felfiz.
I'll just hold her dead on this last guy.
Okay. Alright, so... Oh my
Good thing he hasn't
goodness.
taken damage yet.
He has not taken damage. Alright, come on, dude. You can do this. It is a 0 bonus. You can do this. No, he can't. And so, with that, you have taken out all of the creatures that were within this room.
Opening that door.
You do. You open the door. You open the door and you just, like, you're ready. You're so ready. And in doing so, okay. So, as you open the door, alright. Clouds of, let's see here. Okay, clouds of steam rise from vents along perfectly straight metallic roadways through perfectly symmetrical buildings with sharp edges and flat roofs. Not only that, but the entire city seems to be enmeshed with itself, slowly spinning, clicking, whirling, and revolving in sync with itself to the beat of an invisible metronome. One piece displaced and the effect would be diminished. You come upon a large metal cube of a building. The door, made of a thin sheet of copper-colored metal, hangs ajar. The building looks abandoned and seems like a safe place to hide out for the time being, anyway. But you have taken a long rest already, so you are, I would say by this point, yeah, you're good to go. So, with the exception of any spells that were just spent within that fight, you have all of your spell slots and all of your hit points. Now, inside this warehouse-looking building, it looks like this is a warehouse for storing monodrome components. Neatly stacked, open-topped metal crates line the walls. Each crate is labeled with small, neat writing in an unknown language except by Telvin, composed entirely of dots, slashes, lines, and circles arranged in different patterns. Peeking inside, though, you can easily see screws, washers, hinges, small glass lenses, you know, the types of things to make monodromes. Do you continue to look around? As you kind of take a moment after escaping to kind of catch your breath in this warehouse.
Wait, Will was in a warehouse this whole
You
time?
just kind of, no, you were in a small building. You got away from there, you duck through the streets, the alleys, and you find this, what looks to be an abandoned warehouse. You kind of duck inside, trying to make sure you are not seen by any of the thousands of monodrones that most likely might be looking for you.
Is Sky willingly going into another room?
This is a much larger building.
Still.
Are you going inside, Sky?
As long as the door's not locked, I'm just like, just getting away from whatever. I probably don't. I'm following them, or I'm flying randomly. I don't know. I'm just like.
Oh, good going, Sky. You're here for all of a few hours and already made caused international incident.
Interplanar incident.
True facts.
Started it, man.
Okay.
I think starting it is when you smack Modron, not when they put you in that room.
That's true. Felfis, do me a favor and roll a d12 for me, please. Okay. Oh, that was a good roll. Good roll. Good roll. Okay. So, as you are searching around this warehouse, okay. You find, like, there's all kinds of stuff, including a skeleton. Again, not dragonborn, not mechanical. It is a elven skeleton. But you find that he has a pouch with 100 gold. You find a shovel, a used lantern, empty rations pouch. But the thing that you find that is the most important, and the reason I said good roll, is that you find a pair of goggles that look quite interesting. Give me an Arcana check, please. They are what's called precision goggles. They give you up to 90 feet of dark vision, but you can also see through magical darkness.
Very cool.
That right?
Do I know if any of us doesn't have dark
Vegan
vision?
does not have dark vision. Neither does... I don't remember if Zan does or not.
Dan isn't here.
No, I'm just saying.
Goggles, Sora, everybody else.
I think Squaggles does.
Might not. I don't know.
Hold on.
First, I want to say that was an issue earlier on.
Yeah, he might not.
Yeah, 'cause I think that was part of the problem when we went to the dean's place recently too.
Yeah. Features and traits. I don't see dark vision. Racial traits. Nope, he has dark vision up to 60 feet.
Well,
I mean, he's a
Swallows.
dryad, right?
Yeah, yep. So that means Began is the only one who does not.
what about Aurora?
Aurora,
She's a vampire.
she's a vampire, and I believe she does have dark vision.
She does.
Yep, she does.
And the climbing speed, I think.
And yeah, I guess I'll give him the vegan for the time being. And
I mean,
but
or it extends anybody else's dark vision out to 90 feet. So, but yeah. So that is what you find there. You also find a loose collection of metallic objects that look like they're designed to fit together somehow. They are unnaturally cool to the touch.
I want to.
I want to see. Can I see how they fit together?
You can do an Arcana check if you would like.
Yes, I like making bad decisions.
I know you do.
I'll help.
Okay. I don't think she needs.
I
it, but-
don't think I need it. Here, let me roll another one, see if I crit. If you're helping.
Not quite, but almost.
No, but
31 and you didn't crit.
I know. She
no,
got a
I'm
19.
so at one of our level ups, I took the feat that lets me have expertise
Mhm.
and a skill.
Mhm.
So I'm an artificer, so I should be really good at Arcana.
I mean, you're an artificer that goes to a magic school.
I should be really good at Arcana.
So,
Yeah, I have expertise in Arcana and investigation.
so these pieces have an intricate form of conjuration magic laced into the metalwork, and they might form a magical tool or key of some kind when combined. When they are moved apart from each other, the magic seems to fade, but when they are brought too close together, the magic grows noticeably stronger. All the pieces seem to fit together somehow like a 3D jigsaw puzzle. And if we
Cool.
were in the real life, it specifically says it's recommended that you provide your players with a physical puzzle of some sort that they might solve in real life, like a Rubik's cube. Yeah, no, I would not do that to you.
Okay, so Ivor has that. I just want to make sure that we are bringing it.
Okay. Can I try putting it together?
Can it is called a puzzle key.
Puzzle key.
Puzzle key. Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. It may come into play later in the module. Alright. And so the back of the warehouse leads to a series of alleys that can make your way to the outside edge of the cog and towards the adjoining cog where you might be able to get away from all of these things. Yeah. Okay. So, with that, all right. For those of you who failed your wisdom save and your alignment got changed, the world seems oddly comforting to you. When you first arrived, things seemed alien. Everything was too clean, too precise to be natural. Now you're starting to find it almost reassuring. A place where everything has its place. Even you could find a place here if you really wanted to. It seems only right that the world has at least some semblance of stability and reliability. Not good or bad necessarily. That's something for philosophers to argue over, of course, but at the very least organized in some meaningful way. Things should follow some sort of code or order, or would be nothing less left here but despair. So, with
Home
that,
sweet home.
right. So
To me, it's not.
right. Knowing that Telvin, your family is on the outer area of Mechanus, you make your way through through seldom used alleys and side passages. Occasionally, you hear the clanking footsteps and duck behind a corner to watch a patrol of monodromes and duodromes pass. You dart through an ever-widening grid of buildings as you make your way closer to the edge of the gear until you reach a courtyard. On the far side of the courtyard, a ladder leads up a series of catwalks leading towards the edge of the cogwheel. Blocking the path forward is a large group of monodromes standing at attention in perfect lines. Each of them seems to be carrying an odd object made of twisted pipes, knobs, buttons, bells, and levers. Each of them wearing a white vest with blue and gold trim and matching tall, cylindrical military hats with blue brims and plumes made from golden feathers. All eyes stare fixed upon a 6-foot-tall platform in front of the assembly. Now, as you look, this pedestal that they are all staring at is empty except for a similar funny-looking instrument.
But I recognize the instrument.
Give me a perception check. This is one of those modules I really wish we were doing in person, but then I would have to find the things to do it, and it's really funny. No, you do not recognize it. You see that there's like a platform on the top, and there's this odd device similar in style to the objects that they're holding, although it looks to be a little more colorful.
Does it look like a musical instrument?
Perhaps.
This would be a great time to have vegan.
It would be.
So we have to get past these guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to cast Hypnotic Pattern on them.
Oh. Okay.
I'm assuming that I can just get them at this distance.
You can.
Not us.
It is a large group of them.
30-foot cube.
Yeah, I would say that's fair. I will say, even because my rolls really suck, that they will fail. They are all hypnotized currently. Giving that, if you would like to actually walk up to the pedestal and look at the thing, the whole group of monodromes are hypnotized.
That's what I was gonna do.
Okay. Alright. So you head
Arcana,
up there.
Investigation.
What?
Arcana or investigation?
Investigation, please. Okay, it looks like some sort of musical instrument of some kind. Yeah. You immediately turn with this instrument of sorts, and you turn to Beacon. And
I'm not touching it.
no, but you point it out to her, and it is a musical instrument. It is hold on. It is really okay. It is like, it is a kind of weird looking Well, the equivalent of what you guys have seen is some kind of like sham looking thing. The length of wood ending in a flared bell, much like a horn. Instead of the mouthpiece, it has a reed. Well, this one is all made of metal. So, in other words, it would kind of be along the lines of, I guess in now times more of like a clarinet. Yeah. So you see that this is what's sitting on the...
And they're all holding something that looks like it?
They're holding things that could be considered similar to it, yes.
Does it seem like whoever plays this one controls all the rest of them?
Maybe. What do you do?
Hey, Eivor, should we take this just in case, Kelvin? Anybody? I'm not sure what it is completely, but...
It could come in handy, I suppose.
Should we be stealing it though?
We're already in trouble, looking at the sky. May as well add.
I guess.
Perhaps someone in Tribe knows what it is.
I'm just thinking if these guys wake up and come after us, if this can potentially control them and get them to go away.
But he worried that they're planning on invading the material plane?
Yeah. But also, we can't really do anything about that without seeing Kelvin's family.
Yeah, it might be useful for getting to them, so sure.
Okay.
Ready to go, I guess.
Alright,
Mage hand into the bag of holding.
okay. As the rest of you come around the group of them and get to the base of the ladder that will take you to the other cogwheel, you see there are two bodies, both look to be dragonborn. Both look to be stabbed to death by javelin points. I need, let's see. I need two people to roll me d12s, please. Alright, a 4. And somebody else?
Somebody beat me too.
Okay, a 6. Alright. Okay. So you see that they have backpacks with them, and among the backpacks you find the traditional rations and whatnot, but you also find two items that are a little more interesting. You find a pair of gloves, and you find what looks to be an ID badge. And
An ID badge?
And I'm gonna give you what they do. So you've got a holding gloves. The mechanical gloves are great for holding onto things. No more dropping your artisan tools on the ground while perched under a large steam-powered carriage. Use a bonus action to activate the on-off switch inside the gloves. While activated, the gloves will not let go of anything they are holding. And the ID badge, when placed on an item, it will reveal the name and stats of the item in ghostly text, hand-quilled in common.
Yes, good.
Those are good, right? Yeah. All right. So, with that, it is as you guys get ready to climb up that ladder that we will actually end for tonight, because it is already after 9 o'clock, guys. Believe it or not. So we are going to end right there for tonight, but just a reminder, we are, like I said, raising money for Extra Life here within the channel. There may be some extra streams this weekend. I'm not sure what exactly everybody else is doing. I may be hopping onto other people's streams as well. But if I do, I will go live and have that happening. So, but just a reminder, we will have our Dragon of Icespire Peak adventure on Monday. Then on Friday, our Eberron Oracle of War. And right back here on Saturday to see what comes of this other cog and also perhaps meet Telvin's family. We'll see. All right. But until next time, thank you so much for hanging out here within DMS Adventures Tavern. We're going to go ahead and raid, like we did last night, over to J Luna, but they are actually playing session 1 of a module known as the Infernal Engine Rebuilt. It was actually released for Extra Life, so they are over there playing that, so we're going to raid over to them. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. We hope we will see you next time. Thanks for hanging out at DMS Adventures Tavern, where adventure is always on the menu. Thanks, guys.